Hello, and thank you for choosing to watch New Life videos. I'm Matt with New Life Church, and I'm continuing our study of the Hall of Faith, Hebrews chapter 11. Each of the people that are mentioned here as examples of faith. Today we're going to go over the event that's talked about in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 20. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. Now that's all it says in Hebrews 11 about it. But we're going to talk about that whole situation because it's a lot more interesting of a situation than that one verse says. It's in Genesis chapter 27. We had talked about how before Esau had been hungry, came in and sold his birthright to Jacob for a bowl full of porridge. Well, red stew anyway. But so this is some years later, and we're in chapter 27, verse 1. Now it came to pass, when Isaac was old, and his eyes were so dim that he could not see, that he called Esau his older son, and said to him, My son. So Isaac went blind. A blind person was mentioned in the Hall of Faith. Interesting. So he said to Esau, My son, and he answered him, Here I am. Then he said, Behold now, I am old, I do not know the day of my death. Now therefore, please take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt game for me, and make me savory food such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless you before I die. So he's telling his firstborn son, who is just a few minutes older than Jacob, okay, go hunt me some game, cook it up real nice, spicy the way you do, that I like so much, and then I'm going to bless you. And this was very special. Whoever Isaac, because of the favor of God on the family of Abraham, which passed down to Isaac, his blessing was important. So he goes off. Now in verse 5 it says, Now Rebekah, it's Isaac's wife, the boy's mother, was listening when Isaac spoke to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt game and bring it. So Rebekah spoke to Jacob her son, saying, Indeed, I heard your father speak to Esau your brother, saying, Bring me game and make savory food for me, that I may eat it and bless you in the presence of the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to what I command you. Go now to the flock and bring me from there 2 choice kids of the goats, and I will make savory food from them for your father, such as he loves. Then you shall take it to your father, that he may eat it, that he may bless you before his death. So, Isaac played favorites. Guess what? Rebekah played favorites too, although she had been told that Jacob would rule Esau. But so she's conspiring behind her husband's back. She's going, Hey, Jacob, we're going to fool your father. You know, it's going to take Esau some time to find something to hunt and kill. Bring there. So you just grab some of the sheep we have, and we'll be able to get this done first. Verse 11. So Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Look, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth-skinned man. Perhaps my father will feel me, and I shall seem to be a deceiver to him, and I shall bring a curse on myself and not a blessing. seem to be a deceiver. He's going along with this, and he's going to claim that he's Esau. That is a deceiver, not just seem like a deceiver. So that was his problem. He didn't have a problem with trying to deceive Jacob, his father. Just he doesn't want to get caught. Yeah, Jacob was a piece of work when he started. Okay, so he's afraid he'll get caught and he'll get cursed instead of blessed. Verse 13. But his mother said to him, "Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice and go get them for me." And he went and got them and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory food such as his father loved. And Rebekah took the choice clothes of her elder son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats on his hands and on the smooth part of his back. Then she gave the savory food and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. So he's wearing Esau's clothes. He's even got sheepskin on him to feel like hair. So he's in disguise, and he's going to go into his father, like verse 18. So he went to his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here am I," or here I am. "Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn." It doesn't say, but I can just see him trying to imitate his brother's voice, although he apparently doesn't do that good of a job. But trying to imitate him. "I have done just as you told me. Please arise, sit and eat of my game, that your soul may bless me." But Esau said to his son, "How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son?" And he said, "Because the Lord your God brought it to me." Isaac is suspicious. Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come near, that I may feel you, my son, whether you are really my son Esau or not." So Jacob went near to Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, "The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau." And he did not recognize him, because his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. Then he said, "Are you really my son Esau?" He said, "I am." He said, "Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's game, so that my soul may bless you." So he brought it near to him, and he ate. And he brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Come near now and kiss me, my son." And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his clothing, which smelled like Esau, and blessed him and said, "Surely the smell of my son is like the smell of a field which the Lord has blessed." Personally, I'd rather not have someone say I smell like a field, but back then it was a compliment. "Therefore may God give you of the dew of heaven, of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master over your brethren, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be those who bless you." Now it happened, as soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac his father. So I could just see Jacob is tapping his fingers. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Any moment now, Esau's going to come in, and I'll be found out. But he got away. He got out of there. Soon as he's gone, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. Verse 31. He also had made savory food, and brought it to his father, and said to him, Let my father arise and eat of his son's game, that your soul may bless me. And his father Isaac said to him, Who are you? And he said, I am your son, your firstborn Esau. Then Isaac trembled exceedingly and said, Who? Where is the one who hunted game and brought it to me? I ate all of it before you came, and I have blessed him, and indeed he shall be blessed. So he's confused right now. If you're Esau, who just fed me and got blessed? Verse 34. When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, Bless me also, O my father. But he said, Your brother came with deceit and has taken away your blessing. So it's figured out. Obviously it was Jacob. He took away his blessing. And Esau said, Is he not rightly named Jacob? Which means supplanter, deceiver, literally one who takes the heel. For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now look, he has taken away my blessing. And he said, Have you not reserved a blessing for me? Then Isaac answered and said to Esau, Indeed, I have made him your master, and all his brethren I have given to him as servants. With grain and wine I have sustained him. What shall I do for you, my son? Now, something most people don't point out is what he's trying to say is, I didn't save any blessings for Jacob at all. You know, when he thought he was blessing Esau, he was trying to give Esau literally everything and leaving nothing for Jacob. No one points that out. I don't know why. But that's really what he's saying when he's saying he doesn't really have anything to bless Esau with at all. He didn't leave anything for Jacob. But he does come up with something. It's hard for him to come up with this. Verse 38. And Esau said to his father, Have you only one blessing, my father? Bless me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Then Isaac his father answered and said to him, Behold, your dwelling shall be in the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. By your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother, and it shall come to pass, when you become restless, that you shall break his yoke from your neck. Not nearly as good of a blessing as what he gave Jacob, what he had intended for Esau. Just think, if he hadn't been trying to totally gyp Jacob, there would have been more for him to bless him with. But in case you didn't know, parents favoring one or the other is not actually a new thing. It's been around since the book of Genesis. So, in verse 41, Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will kill my brother Jacob. So what he's saying is, as soon as Dad dies, I'm going to kill Jacob. And he didn't mean it like a lot of us can say that today. I'm going to kill you! And I really mean it. He meant it. He was planning on killing Jacob. He was just putting up with him, comforting himself. I don't want my dad to find out I killed Jacob. He just comforted himself, putting up with this until then. That's what he planned on at this time. Fortunately, later on in life, some 20-something years later, he cooled down, but right now that was his plan. Verse 42. And the words of Esau, her older son, were told to Rebekah. So she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said to him, Surely your brother Esau comforts himself concerning you by intending to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him a few days, until your brother's fury turns away, until your brother's anger turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereaved of also of you both in one day? She's saying, when the day comes, she'll be bereaved of her husband, and her son too. She doesn't have to. She doesn't want that to happen. So she's telling her son to leave. Go where it's safe, where someone isn't trying to kill you. And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife of the daughters of Heth, like those who are the children, who are the daughters of the land, what good will my life be to me? You know, she didn't like who Esau had married, the pagans of the area where they're at. She didn't want Jacob to marry them also. So chapter 28 begins. We'll go a little bit further in here. Then Isaac called Jacob and blessed him, and charged him and said to him, You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take yourself a wife from there of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you, and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may be an assembly of peoples, and give you the blessing of Abraham, to you and your descendants with you, that you may inherit the land in which you are a stranger, which God gave to Abraham. So Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padan Aram, to Laban, the son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. So we'll stop there. And so what do we see in here? We see Jacob, with his mother's help, deceiving his father, stealing the blessing away from his brother. We also know later that God does honor that. He honors the blessing, that is. You know, because he had already revealed that Jacob was going to be the one to rule, the one to inherit the promise. It's an interesting thing. When you go back to chapter 25, verse 22, while Rebekah was pregnant, she was having troubles. It says, but the children struggled together within her, and she said, If all is well, why am I like this? So she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb, 2 people shall be separated from your body. One people shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger. That's an interesting thing, because that's what ended up happening. I don't like to speculate too much, but I'm sure that she had to have told Isaac that, but he favored Esau anyway. Liked the food that he made from the game that he caught. That's how it ended up being, exactly as the Lord had revealed to Rebekah. But still, I don't want to be encouraging deception, because that's not the moral of the story. It's not that you should cheat and lie and steal blessing. But Jacob has a lot of growing as a character to do. And can you imagine what Rebekah had to deal with? I would imagine that her relationship with her other son, the one who stayed with her, would be a bit strained after that. Wouldn't you think? that Esau will be mad at his mother. And I'd imagine that Isaac wasn't that pleased with his wife either. And she had to live with that. And Jacob here, he's driven from his home because his own brother is planning on murdering him. I mean, there have been times I didn't get along with my brother, but neither one of us actually planned to murder the other. Sometimes we go on a little bit of time not really speaking much, but never plans a murder. So he had to go far away from his home and start new. And we'll pick up what happened when he got there next time. So, hope this has been a blessing to you. If it has, I ask you to like it, share, subscribe, comment. We'd love to hear from you. There are many ways to contact us, written on our website, on YouTube, on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. Till next time, go with God.